Dirty Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Parental. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's
How's it hanging there in Cincinnati?
It's fine. It's I'm really over this weather at this point.
Hot. Is that the weather there?
Yeah, it's hot and humid.
Got it.
I am in like it's about year 5. I'm starting to be like, I really miss the Mediterranean climate.
It really is here. You know, it's a big, you know, we've talked a lot about she's from the East Coast, I'm from the East Coast. All my friends, like, you know, Calabrese, who was in San Francisco, my buddy was in Denver, all these people moved back east. We really talked about, do we just go back to New York? And then it's just like, it's hard, man. It's hard to move away from the California weather, and it's hard to move away from the grandness of California. Just 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours in any direction. You're hitting a whole other world. Like, upstate New York is great. The Hamptons are great, but they're like slight edge differences from wherever. Whereas like here, I mean, you go to Tahoe, you go to the Palm Springs, you go to fucking Malibu, you go to whatever. It's just like, it's hard to beat that. And the weather, man. Like yesterday she got up and she goes, a little cold today. I go, is it the cold today? She's like, yeah, it's kind of overcast. I was like, is it? Have you been outside? It's like 68 degrees and pretty sunny. There's like 2 clouds in the sky. She's like, close the window. I'm cold. I was like, you are spoiled is what you are. You lived in Toronto, Canada. You just called 68 degrees and slightly cloudy cold.
Well, first of all, at least in New York, you still have access to the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean that like.
But you know how it is. It's hot in the summer. It's cold in the winter.
The cold doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
The cold and the snow actually do not bother me. I don't know. I just it's more humidity, to be honest. That's all it is for me. It's the humidity. But you can't have it perfect, you know. I mean, look, I'm aware. I'm not like cost of living, all those. It's like that shit matters. You can't have it perfect.
No, you can't. I'm just saying it's hard. Obviously, you know, you had a very specific thing that took you home, and now you've built a great life for yourself there. It's hard to make the decision when you don't have something where it's like, yeah, just gonna pack it up, move away from California. It is tough. In a perfect world, we'd probably do it, but it is tough. I don't think to me, I'm like, I don't know if I can.
I do wonder. I play that game for sure. If my mom didn't die, but I still probably would have been home all summer because of what was happening, would that have been enough to keep me home? I mean, it's a what if game.
Yeah.
And you'll never have an answer. But you know, it is kind of interesting to me. Like, would that have been enough to be like, I'm living in the basement? I'm living in the basement. I don't know. I got to give a shout out to Ryan. I'll keep your last name private. Got a picture from Savage Town. Speaking of the old place.
Wow.
He's a local here, and
he went to Savage Town.
He was on a trip in California. He's a dirtball. He's a buddy, and and I'm friends with his wife, and I work with her, and I got a picture with his son pointing. They're in LA. He's pointing up to Mildred Avenue.
It's hilarious.
And I will say, as I look at the picture, they put some greenery around it, clearly to prevent people sleeping on the sidewalk. Like they put some bushes, they put some trees. Mildred Avenue.
You're not showing us a picture for privacy.
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Got it.
Like a 10-year-old. He's 11.
This is my new internet drama, Andy.
What's that?
So I posted here's my thing. And you're a great example of this. You're a relatively private person, especially with your family. We've seen your baby mama once in your not gender reveal video or whatever, your gender reveal hot dog, what is it? Coney video.
Yeah.
I've seen your daughters on the internet on a story here or there. She's walking around with her pigtails, this, that, but you're not posting. You don't regularly post, like your Instagram feed isn't, 1,000 pictures of your baby or whatever. You're obviously private, but you're also, I've seen your kids on the internet. Like I don't think I've met, I'm trying to think if I've ever met any of your kids in person. I don't think I have, but I've seen them. I've seen Isla looks like a young Andy Ruther.
For sure.
So every once in a while I'm on Instagram and I'll see somebody do the regular person. Here's a picture of me and my wife and my kids out at fucking Magic Mountain. And then they put like the smiley face emoji over their kids. And I was just like, who are you? Like, what's wrong with you? This is the ultimate main character syndrome, where you think you're fucking Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, that the paparazzi are just waiting for a picture of your kid's face. No one gives a fuck about your kids. No one gives a fuck about your kids. So I post on Threads, stop with the blurring your kids' faces. You're not fucking Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. No one gives a shit. Knock it off.
Okay. I actually pulled up. So you said it's hilarious. Yeah. It's hilarious when parents blur out the face of their kids on social media. Is your child's last name Pitt Jolie? If not, knock that shit off. No one cares.
Which, here's my thing. I don't give a shit. I totally understand, by the way, if you go, I'm never posting my child on the internet. Totally get it. I'm a private person. Pedophiles are everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a fucking thing. I also understand if you post your kids on the internet, because what the fuck are we talking about? Like, do it. Like, it's totally up to you. If you're doing this fucking emoji thing, you're delusional. You think you're important, and I promise you're not. And every reply is, pedophile wants to look at kids. And I'm like, not the point. The point is, you're all fucking, and here's what it is. It's all people. I've offended people who have main character syndrome who are doing this because they think they're important. No one, AI is going to make a deep fake of my kid for child porn. Okay. And then what?
So let me ask you this. That's what you think you think they think they're important?
I think that they're just mimicking what important people do. So, and by the way, and I don't mean important people, like they're mimicking
celebrities.
They're mimicking what people who are important to them do. Angelina, no one even gives a fuck about Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's kids, but they do it because they're fucking like, we're fucking, you can't, people will be AI fucking our kids on the internet. And it's like, no one gives a shit. But now some fucking Midwest housewife is like, yeah, that's what Angelina does. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to protect my kids. You're delusional.
But do you, let me ask you, you think that, I don't think that's, here's what I think. well, first of all, obviously I have 2 kids. So, there was definitely a discussion in our house, and you do think about this because there are creepers.
And then what happens? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, so that was the debate. It's like I never posted anything on Isla till she turned 1, and at this point, it's like I'll do some posts like you said here or there. I don't go crazy. It doesn't mean that like I have some fun content ideas, truthfully, that I've thought about doing with my kids, just like for fun, like corny dad content, because I would enjoy it. I think I don't think these people. I don't think I never would have thought of that, to be honest. That they're trying
I
to
think they're
mimic
mimicking
like
what they think the internet, how they're supposed to. They're like, oh yeah, that's what you do. You like blur out your kids. Like, why? Why don't you just not post a picture of your kids?
So I saw someone we know do that recently on his Instagram.
I saw multiple people I know do that on their Instagram recently, and I was like, hey, Joe List. Hey, Michael Costa. No one gives a fuck about your kids, dude.
Yeah, I saw Costa. I saw Michael Costa.
What the fuck are we talking about? There's a corner of the internet where pedophiles are fucking deep fakes of the 8th correspondent from The Daily Show's kid. What are we talking about?
But don't you think it's more just so they don't want to show their kid's face?
So then don't post a picture of your kids. It's not that hard.
So like the Costa thing that I saw, and clearly you saw it too.
I've seen 11 people in the last 2 weeks do this. And then I see other people who just post their kids. And I'm just like, you're insane. You're a literal insane person if you're doing that. Because you don't have an explanation for it. You're just doing something you saw other people do.
But what if they just don't want to show their kids' faces?
Great. That's here. I have stupendous news for you. No one's got a gun at your head telling you to post your kids on the internet.
No, I know they don't. But my point is, if like take those ones that he posted.
So you want to show your kids
of the fair,
but you don't want to show your kids' faces. Why?
Well, again, clearly just to protect them
from
creepers, or just maybe that their kids, not just creepers or pedos. I've actually thought about this, and I've actually said this. This might sound crazy to people. There's going to be a lawsuit one of these days where a kid sues a parent later for posting pictures. Like, I didn't want you to post that picture of me at 3 eating Cheetos or Cheerios or whatever.
This is something. Listen, I understand that this is something parents have to think about.
Sure.
And I think that they should sit there and they should they should parent. They should sit there with their significant other and be like, are we or are we not posting pictures of our kids on the internet? And then
you're saying there's
that decision.
There's no middle.
Your delusional fence sitting is insane to me. It's insane to me. The world needs to see me out with my kids, but they can't see their faces.
See, I've honestly, I've never thought of that. I'm being serious.
I've always thought about
what you're saying. My mind's never gone, oh, they think the world needs to see them. It's like, hey, I did something fun with my kids. I'm going to post about it, but I don't want to show their faces. I've never thought like they felt so important.
Well, there is important because you're going, this is what would happen if it's like, no one gives a shit, dude. I promise no one's scraping the internet for your children to make AI deepfake porn. And guess what? If they are, unless you search for AI deepfake porn, you're never going to see it. Oh, they're going to turn I go, okay. By the way, I don't know if I would post my kids on the internet or if I would not post my kids on the internet. But I know for sure I'm not going to act like I had blue ivy and the world needs to know she exists, but we can't show her face until she's 8. Because at that point, then only kids who want to fuck 8-year-olds, not 2-year-olds, can make it's delusional.
I mean, look, my mind, it's interesting. Like your mind goes, obviously, when it goes to a lot of
and not only this, then the people are going, "You're a pedophile." I go, "Never even thought of it. In fact, you're telling on yourselves."
Well, I don't think. Well, obviously, you're not a pedophile, and I don't think those people getting mad are pedophiles either. I'm looking through. Obviously, you were, bro. You've been going back and forth with people on this one.
You know me. That's my favorite thing. Everybody's insane, and I'm here to tell you, you're insane. You're insane.
So you think they're all insane?
I think everybody who's ever done this is a little bit fucking crazy. Stop doing this. You have main character syndrome. You think people give a shit? By the way, I love seeing your kid on the internet. I love seeing your Isla playing ball or whatever, and I like seeing my nephew. One more step removed from me, I don't even care. I don't even think I would have noticed that. I don't even think I would have stopped on. I don't even think I can't think of a Michael Costa post I'd ever seen ever until I saw an emoji over his kid's face. I don't think I would have even noticed Joe List and Mark Normand were holding children if there wasn't a giant fucking smiley face over them. And then I was like, why are they holding emojis? And then I was like, oh, I've never seen people more deluded.
Now you got me.
I've seen this 11 times in the past week, and I'm like, y'all are insane. Then some of the people commenting on my shit, I go to their fucking profiles, 2 pictures of their kids with their faces blocked out, 2 pictures with it out. I'm like, you guys can't even fucking pick a lane. You can't even figure out if you're a Kardashian or not.
Here's what I think. Well, first of all, you know, when you're a parent, suddenly you have thoughts that you've never had before, which is obvious. You don't know until you're there, just like anything in life. So like, it is interesting. Even for me, there's pictures and videos where I get paranoid. Like the girls are taking baths together now, and it's funny and it's hilarious because like Isla acts like she's the mother hen, and it's like, the truth is there's a thought of me. I've never posted that, nor will I, right? But there's a part of me who's like, who's got access to these kids playing in a bathtub, but they're naked? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a part of me as a parent who my mind goes there. And there's also a part of me, and I'm sure I probably have in a story where I have posted a picture of Isla in the bathtub, nothing from the bottom down, but there's a part of me maybe who's like,
but take me through the fear. Literally, take me through the fear.
My fear? Well, just, your mind can go to dark places of like somebody, looking at pictures of your kid and like masturbating or something. I mean, I'll be serious.
And?
Well, and it's just something that I'm like,
listen,
it is what it is.
Your mind can go to the same place, right? If I go to the beach with my wife and I post a picture, somebody jacking off to her, somebody jacking off to my feet.
For sure.
Somebody jacking off to the feet of the kid in the background.
No, they could. It definitely, it hits, it does. It hits a little different, I think, especially when you have little girls. But again, like I've learned.
What's amazing
I've learned to accept it because I do post.
What's pictures. Amazing is never even thought about it because I don't even stop scroll. I literally only stop scrolling on kids when they have fucking emoji on their face. Like, you're drawing attention to your children. That's what you're doing. You're like, not only that, only look at their bodies. You can't see their face. Really focus on their bodies.
What do you think these guys would say to this?
I think that they would be like, I don't know. I don't even think that they would have an answer. I think that they would have to think about why they did it. I think society told them that that's something that they needed to do, instead of their soul telling them that that's something they needed to do.
So your stance is basically
stop copying people.
Either you can post your kids or just don't post your kids.
Yeah. The only only splitting the difference makes me think that you're a fucking insane person. When I see somebody post their kid on the internet, I don't go, this person's insane. There's pedophiles out there. And when somebody keeps their kid off the internet, I don't go, this person's fucking being way too safe. I go, that's your personal decision.
Sure.
Post what you want. Post your pictures of your wife. Don't post pictures of your wife. Post pictures of your kids. Don't post pictures of your kids. Be as private or as not private as you want. And you post. I've seen mothers breastfeeding. Cool. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with it. I'll take it one further. Putting the emoji over your nipple. Maybe just don't post it then. Maybe just don't put pictures of your nipple on the internet. Like, fuck are we talking about? You know how easy ChatGPT can remove the emoji and guess what your nipple looks like? Stop acting like everybody has delusional main character syndrome. Everyone in the world thinks that they're a fucking Kardashian. You're not. They're insane. Stop acting like insane people.
So, like I said, I've actually never thought of this from the angle you're saying it, that it's my take, and I've never thought about this, is just the truth. When I see, like the other day, when I saw Michael Costa's Instagram, and obviously we both saw it, my take is always like,
again, I just want to point out, because Costa's a great guy.
No,
like,
yeah, no, he is. We're just using him as an example.
This is not about Michael Costa.
Yeah,
this is about Michael Costa being one of a dozen people, and I was just like, why is everybody losing their minds? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I do feel like you're doing it because they did it, because they did it, because they did it, because they did it, because they did it. Because if you go back to the fucking internet 12 years ago, no one's scratching out their kids' faces. Now we can just drop an emoji on our story and we're like, look. And it's like, yeah, you're fucking delusional. No one gives a shit.
Let me
ask you
how many
pictures of kids you could find on the internet right now if you wanted to?
No, for sure. I mean, look, let me ask you this, though. And if this correlates, or if it's a parallel discussion, I have posted stuff from my past where I know I have private buddies where, like, it's me mocking, like, oh, look when I used to party hard, and it's like me blacked out drunk, and I've blurred out my buddies' faces, but the point was to show, look at me being an idiot.
Right.
Is that parallel to this?
No.
Or is that different?
That's different because this child is your child. You're in charge of making decisions for your child. You're being extra safe for somebody else's thing, especially in an age where you're taking a picture that was pre-social media or whatever. Your decision as a parent is, I want to post my kids on the internet or I don't. I am not judging anybody's decision to post or not post their kids on the internet. That's great. Just pick a fucking lane. Otherwise, you come off as a complete psychopath to me. I now think that you do not live in reality.
Well, what about?
I think you have an inflated sense of self. You have an inflated sense of importance. I think you have a weird relationship with celebrity.
What about you know, there's also a discussion, and I see somebody, I'll put the comment up. There's also a difference between sharing where only friends or family see versus public, which is an interesting discussion too, because it's like sometimes you want to post something where you're like, hey, I want friends and family who don't live here or don't get to see my kids to see me with my kids or see my kids.
Instagram has thought about this. They have close friends.
Oh, I didn't know they had that.
That's the thing you can do. Share to just close friends. Boom.
So your gripe.
My gripe is again,
people, the emoji over the baby's face.
It's not. By the way, I don't even give a shit. Like, to put an eggplant over your kid's hands. I don't give a fuck. Look, it's fucking penis hands, McGee. I don't give a shit. My gripe is the world is a fucking nightmare right now. It really is. And I think social media is a big part of that nightmare. And when everybody acts like a fucking influencer all the time, it creates this whole world where everybody thinks that everybody gives a shit. I mean, the amount of fights I've had in relationships in the past over Instagram, the amount of you don't post me enough, or you post me, you posted your last girlfriend, but you don't post me. Everyone is sick in the head over the fucking thing. And to me, if you're the kind of person that is going like, the world needs to know that we went to the beach, but you know, what if then you're delusional. I promise you, there was a time where people just went to the beach with their kids and no one knew about it. Or if you want to share that with the world, share it with the world. But everybody needs to stop acting like they're fucking influencing and stop acting like every main character syndrome is out of control.
Is this your phrase or is this something that's used? 'Cause I haven't heard of
It's
it.
very well known.
Okay.
It's people thinking the world revolves around them. I would say it's maybe one of the biggest issues in the world today is everyone's own feelings and own opinions become the most important thing. It's like why Karens exist. It's like this teenager is just trying to make coffee for 11,000 people today. You're just one of them. Sometimes she gives you a venti when you ordered a grande. It happens. This chick is losing her mind trying to pay rent by fucking making 1 trillion coffees in a day. And you're going to scream at her because you think she fucked up your shit. She fucked up 1 of 1,000 orders today. And you're going to ruin her day over it. Everyone's main character syndrome is out of control. You're not important. You're not even a little bit important. The most important person, the person you're pretending to fucking be, you pretending you're fucking Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and your kids need to be hidden from the internet. Those people aren't important. They're fucking actors. They're not important. I saw a great meme the other day where it was like a wide view of the universe. And then it had like an arrow at one spot. And somebody said, and it said, my country's the best. That's you on the internet, people. You have no ability to take into consideration how insignificant you are in every way. People screaming at fucking celebrities. You haven't weighed in on Palestine. Who gives a shit?
I mean, look, I think, well, you're hitting on a lot of points here, obviously.
Yeah, and my point is everybody going, you just want to look at kids on the internet. No, I want everyone on the internet to and in the world to fucking calm down and fucking be thoughtful about how insignificant of a human being they are. Just fucking be good to your friends, be good to your family, be good to whatever. I promise you, the world will continue to spin if we don't get to see a picture of your kid's just body at the beach where you went for summer vacation.
But do you let me ask you this. Do you think, like, is your take that is like subliminal, like a subconscious, that they feel so important?
Yes.
And that they don't realize they're doing it?
Yes. And that's why I said I find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that you could be so deluded.
But let me ask you this then. Let me play a little devil's advocate. Then why would you ever post anything on the internet yourself, or me, or anyone else?
Yeah. Listen, it's not about
right. Isn't that you or me or whoever sharing our opinion or sharing our life feeling important?
First of all, yes, everybody is on the summer. I've said it 1,000 times, and I couldn't be more honest about this. if I wasn't, if having an internet presence wasn't part of our like career musts, I would never do it. And in fact, here's the best part. And this is something I've realized recently. If you aren't going to lean into it, if you're not going to go full bore, you may as well not do it. And I am starting to feel so much more free about it. I'm starting to be like, maybe I don't need, unless I'm going to try to cultivate 1 trillion followers, I may as well not do it at all. I go to these comedy shows now. You would think you're walking down a red carpet. Every comedian, I've seen comedians buy 10 phones. They're like, oh, I need one in the corner, one on the crowd, one I ever go, bro, you're doing a fucking show in the central coast of California in Guadalupe. And you're acting like, I need one camera for the crowd reactions. Why don't you just be funny for these people who paid for you to be funny? I felt so good the other night that I was just like, I never want to see anything I did in this room ever again. I just want to make these people have a good time. They paid to have a good time. Have a good time. The internet is out of control. And you're absolutely right, Andy. But I think when people started to do this stuff, I think when people started to get on social media, it was like, oh, cool. Like I can share my shit with my friends. That's what Instagram started out as. Like I'm looking at what my friends do and my friends are looking at what I do. When the world started to turn as I need strangers following me. I need as many strangers' eyes on me as possible.
Well, well, obviously it's a market.
The crazy people are the ones that are like, I've got all the strangers. I've got them. I'm making money because all these strangers follow me. Strangers can't look at my shit though. You're like, well, then you're an insane person. You're an insane person because you've worked so hard to cultivate strangers following you, and now you are clutching your pearls that strangers might look at you. Pick a fucking lane.
Did you like you said you took a break around your wedding?
And I'm mostly kind of that's the thing is I'm mostly kind of still on, like I'm not on it as much as I do, but every time I go on, I'm just like, ugh, gross. Somebody sent me a thing today. I'm sure you know about this because it's in your town. There was a brawl in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
people fucking blah, blah, blah. And then Fox News is saying this happened and fucking CNN is saying this happened. And my friend was like, yeah, bro, did you see what happened in Cincinnati? I go, no, I didn't. And I don't care. And they're like, but I go, first of all, apparently it happened on my wedding day. So not super surprised I missed it. Well, don't and send me some Fox News shit. And I was like, 18-minute Fox News video. I go, I love that you think I'm ever going to watch 18 minutes of Fox News. There will never be a moment in my life where I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing shit for the next 18 minutes. Let me watch this Fox News clip somebody sent me. And he responded, well, don't you think you should have both sides? I go, are you insane? Do you think I'm watching CNN? I turn on my television for 2.5 hours every day to watch the Mets lose. That's it.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, pray no curse. I called the fucking World Series. They haven't won a goddamn game since. I turn on my television for 2.5 hours every day. Watch the Mets lose. I turn on my TV every day at 4:10. I turn it off at fucking 6:30. That's my fucking day. In the last 2 months, I've watched 2 episodes of South Park. I've watched every episode of Stick on an Apple TV. And last night we watched 4 episodes of The Pit because somebody was like, you got to watch The Pit. Cool. I consume nothing on my television. The idea, people send me all the time, oh, you see what ESPN said? I'll never see what ESPN said. I don't turn on. I'm more likely to turn on a football game 5 minutes after it started than 5 minutes before it started every single time. If you had to take money and place it on Joe Prano is going to start this game late or early, It's late minus 15,000. I haven't watched a pregame show in fucking 15 years. I wrote for the pregame show last year and I didn't watch it.
Look, I think when it comes to all these things, I definitely agree that we're buried in our phones. We're buried in the word influencer is very casually thrown around for sure. And there's a lot, and sadly, and that's a whole discussion. I think that's what a lot of kids want to be. They want to get paid to be a big internet personality or be a big social media star. Well, whatever it is, it's definitely an interesting age. And I don't think we know, because we don't know the long-term effects psychologically on a lot of this stuff. It's just like, here's the thing I've noticed. I used to be, me, I used to like live on Twitter. Now it's more for the work I do for Gold Star. Like I live on like the brand, like I live on the
Brand Twitter.
Oh, and I love it, and I think it's fun. It's like, oh, look at Buffalo Wild Wings posted. Like it's like, so like my stuff is more, and as you see, like, because I don't post so much. It's like, and not that I'm against posting, but like, I mean, that's my vibe. Like, just you make of it what you want. But if these people annoy you, just don't get on.
Oh,
now.
no. Oh, you mean people that I see?
Just in general.
Oh, my thing is I'll go on and I go, and then if I go on and I go, I'll just go, hey, who's fucking ridiculous? This, and then I walk, and then people will go, you're a pedophile. And I go, okay, you know me, Andy.
But let me ask you this. Like,
you know me.
Why not just post it and then just not respond?
You know me. That's actually the part I love. I love when you're like, I'm going to be a person on the internet who says this thing and to you. I'm going to come on your mention and say this thing to you. And I go, okay, I'm going to undress you now. You have come with a terrible take, and I'm going to explain why. Everything you're saying is wrong. You've posted your children on the internet. What are you talking about? So are you now serving your kids up to pedophiles? Or do you just like arguing with people on the internet? Because you know me, I love the fucking mentions. Because I like to do the work on the micro level, not the macro level. On the micro level, I like to make sure every single fucking person knows you're dumb. Not you as a whole. You, Tim, that just messaged me, you're dumb. Sandra, that just messaged me, you are very dumb. Here's why you're dumb. I love that. That's my favorite thing.
Do you actually enjoy it though?
You know I do.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say you like what I'm saying. You live in. I mean, it's pretty beautiful out there.
I know, but you know me. Like it's like that's the shit I'm doing. It's like I'm not watching Fox News. I'm reposting pictures of literal human shit falling from the ceiling in Atlanta because people are like, Atlanta's airport is great. I go, here's it dumping shit all over the place. You fucking delusional weirdos.
Do you think some of your frustration with people posting emojis has something to do with the Mets losing 7 games?
I wish it did. The 7 games, the Mets have lost 13 of 14 or some insanity.
What's happening?
That's a great question, Andy. Here's what I think. Here's what I think's happening. Everybody is slumping simultaneously, which is a terrible situation to be in. And this Mets team seems like it seems like they're very emotionally driven. When they're hot, they're hot. When they're not, they're not. That's not a great situation. That's a sign of that's a sign of a team that's doesn't really have a great chance to win a championship. You can't just be like, oh, we've had a bad couple innings. Let's turn it into a week. Here's something I think about baseball in general. The front offices of baseball teams and the managers but I'll be honest, it's more the front offices because I think the managers have had this stolen from them and pulled out of their hands. And I think these days, if you don't agree to say, I will follow the analytics, that you don't get the job. So I don't think it's a reasonable thing to say, hey, manager, you just need to override the analytics bullshit, because it's a contractual thing. Certain guys, essentially every young gish manager, maybe just about every manager in baseball, has agreed in advance to taking the job. Sure, you and the computer build a lineup, I post it. I think that is just an agreed on fact. Here's something that I think is wrong with baseball generally. Analytics do not consider the day-to-day grind of playing a 162 game season. If analytics could consider what happens over the course of a baseball season, then why do the Mets lineup, which is very strong as far as statistics say, why do they go cold for weeks at a time? What are the analytics of that? Right? So yeah. I think for me, if you go, what would you do to fix this Mets team right now? Right? And there's a lot of discussion in Mets Twitter, for example. Oh, you got to fire the hitting coach. You got to fire the manager. You got to fire this. The manager took the team to the NLCS last year. The hitting coach, you could fire him. I'd have fired him in June. I'd have fired him in May. Firing somebody at mid-August seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
What I would do, I would run out Francisco Lindor at shortstop, Juan Soto at right field, Pete Alonso at first base, Brandon Nimmo in left field, Mark Vientos at DH, Jeff McNeil at second base, Francisco Alvarez at catcher, Ronnie Mauricio at third base, and Cedric Mullins in center field. I'd post that lineup today, and I'd say, hey, guess what, guys? This is our lineup for the week. You don't have to check the board tomorrow. This is our lineup for the week. Well, analytics say tomorrow the lefty will be a better chance for Brett Beatty, who hits a low ball way better than Jeff McNeil hits a low ball to play second. Cool. So no consistency, no sort of feeling like, hey, I am our starting second baseman. Instead, you're making it feel. There's a comedy club in LA, you know very well, Comedy and Magic in Hermosa. One of the best comedy clubs in Los Angeles. The lineups are fucking great. They pay the best. Their food is good. Shows are always sold out. I would say it is LA's comedy cellar in that it's hard to break into and it's hard. For years, I got past there years ago. I get sporadic spots there. Every time I go, I feel like I am trying out for the comedy club again. Every time I go. And the last time I went, I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this bullshit. Give them your greatest hits. I don't want to play the hits today. I want to talk about this and this and this, and fuck it. I'm just going to do what I want to do. And if they never book me again, they never book me again. Whenever I fucking put all this pressure on myself, they only end up booking me once every fucking 4 months anyway. So fuck it. I went, I said, fuck it. I belong here just as much as everybody else. I killed. Are they going to book me again? Who the fuck knows? But I didn't have to play the hits. When you feel like you're trying out to be the Mets second baseman every 3 days or the Mets third baseman every 3 days, probably a lot of fucking pressure on you if you're Brett Beatty, who has no fucking minor league, you got no options left. So it's either, well, I guess I better hit today, or they might DFA me. How about just run a lineup out there for a week and be like, everybody job secure. Just go fucking play baseball. Just go fucking play baseball. But the analytics don't allow you to do that. The analytics say tomorrow the guy's throwing a sweeper. And because he throws a sweeper, this guy's got hit. Motherfucker, if you don't have a lineup that you trust, if you don't have a single 9-guy lineup, 8-guy lineup that you go, when in doubt, this is my lineup, you are a broken baseball team. So all the things that people talk about the Mets could do, how about just don't do anything? How about just fucking run out a lineup there for a week and see what the fuck happens? Maybe see if Mark Vientos starts to hit when he hits 3 games in a row instead of like, now you're playing, now you're not. Now you're playing, now you're not. You know what? I guarantee you that if you take any athlete or non-athlete in America and you say you shoot 100 free throws today in a row, I guarantee you that you will shoot a higher percentage on those 100 shots than if you say you can take 1 free throw every day for 100 days. Don't talk to me about fatigue. Don't talk to me about anything. 100 free throws in a row, you're going to find a rhythm. 1 shot every day, you're not. Run some guys out there and play some fucking baseball.
You think they might miss the playoffs?
I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but it's not out of the question. The bigger concern right now, I mean, now it's crazy because I was checking the Phillies every day, and I was checking the Brewers every day, and I was checking the Dodgers every day. I'd be like, are we going to have the best record in the National League? Now I'm checking the Reds every day, which thankfully, since I share your athletic account, I just get a notification every day when the Reds final goes up. So there's certainly a chance of missing the playoffs. I don't think they will. Right now, the bigger concern is you limp into the playoffs like this, you're not winning shit.
Yeah.
And then what? But what's funny is this all kind of circles back to the original conversation we had, which is at some point you need to step away from the computer. You need to step away from the phone. You need to step away from the algorithm. And you just need to baseball is played by human beings on grass in the summer. At some point, you just have to step back and remember that. Because if you let the fucking algorithm determine everything, where's it? Show me in the algorithm where it says your whole team is going to slump simultaneously and you'll live. Well, then why don't you have a fucking answer for that? Magic algorithm. Why don't you have an answer for what you're going to do when your whole team slumps for fucking 10 days? It's almost like the computer's not a human being and doesn't have human emotions. Maybe the Mets should put an emoji over everybody's face on SNY, and maybe they'll feel, since they're hidden from the public, that they can then fail, and then they'll also probably hit better knowing no one's jacking off to AI deepfakes of them. I had coffee with espresso in it this morning, by the way.
Okay. Turn down for never.
You'll love this. I dropped a turn down for never on Saturday at my show in a room full of, they were all Mexican. And I said turn down for never. They didn't know the reference, but they also knew the reference. They're like, yeah, that's us. We turn down for never. They're like, it's true. We do turn down for nothing.
I don't even know. Was that Austin? I think I started in Austin.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think you drunk. Turn down for never. What was the actual saying?
Turn down for what?
From the song?
Yeah.
You should do a self, like, social media test. You don't post for 2 weeks and see how you feel. See how you sleep.
I sleep great. That's the thing.
You know what I started doing was not being near screens before bed. It's helped out a lot. Like I try not to look at my like I have to look at my like I have to look. I have the monitor like you can mute our monitors to where the screen's not showing. You just hear the sounds. Like I have to do that real quick and like do whatever. But like I also started taking magnesium.
What's that for?
It helps you sleep. It's like I mean it's healthy. It's not.
I really have no problem. Like I have no problem sleeping. What's funny is, like, I get I half the shit I write on the internet, I just go. It's just like a way of going like, hey, no one's here for me to say this to right now. Like the emoji thing, for example. I probably would have just said it to Charlotte if she had been sitting next to me when I saw it, but she wasn't. So I was like, all right. You know me, like the only thing that works me up is the replies. And then I'm like, yeah, let's go. I like that. But for the most part, none of the shit, like I'm not like reading that going, I'm not seeing that going like, these people are insane. I'm like, this is hilarious that people are this insane. I wrote, this is hilarious. It is hilarious that people are this insane. And then what I'm worked up about is people that were so triggered because I think it touched them somewhere that they're like, you're a fucking pedophile. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? Let's talk about it.
So basically you've moved, you're basically doing on Threads what you did on Twitter.
Yeah. Because the good
so
thing
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. The good thing is Twitter Threads isn't being pumped full of right-wing propaganda, so that's nice.
Do you think Twitter 100% is being pumped full of right-wing propaganda?
We've already had this discussion. Yeah, I do. And I think, but and honestly, at this point, I honestly think it's just, I think it's just a business model. I don't think it's like, I think there was a time where it was, I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know if Elon Musk thought, if I get all the right wingers to pay for a blue check mark, I make money, or if I pump right wing propaganda, I can get my friend elected president. I don't know which happened first. I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg. At this point, especially now that he's whatever, I think he's just going, I'm just going to promote the people who pay me to be here. And the only people that pay me to be here are right-wing trolls. And that's fine. Again, I've said this about politics ever. If you come to me and you go, I voted for a Republican my whole life, I just want my money, I go, can't argue with you. Can't argue with you. You know, now we could break down, as I've talked about a trillion times on the show, how I'll save everybody money by eliminating the military. But the right wingers don't want to hear that. So that's where, that's like it's the Michael Jordan ring conversation. It's like a one-step debunking of your entire theory. Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time, 6-0. Bill Russell's got 11. Michael Jordan's tied for 10th of all time. If it's about rings, get fucked. He's not it. If you want to save money, cool. Cut the military budget in half. Still have the most money spent on the military that's ever been spent on the military ever. And I just saved you all your taxes. And now you can pay for fucking homeless shelters or free food or EBT or whatever the fuck you want, or none of it. I don't care. You want less taxes? Stop spending trillions on that. So it debunks your argument entirely. But my point is that if that's your excuse, cool. I don't really have, cool. Okay, great. But, you go on the internet and there's a lot of fucking people who don't have $12 a month to spend on Twitter, but they're doing it anyway because they want to they need their Pepe the Frog posts to be at the top of the thing.
I think it's 7, by the way.
Whatever it is. I don't know. But it's cool. Listen, here's the other thing. There was a line in the sand drawn by those people who were like, Twitter's our place now. And then they're like, well, what about Threads? Like, fuck Threads. Fuck Blue Sky. Fuck China and TikTok. And I'm like, great, cool. So you guys are telling me you're going to stay off other social media platforms and only focus on this one? Cool. I'll play in my sandbox then. I would love a place where everybody's doing the thing, but Twitter's not that anymore. And guess what? Blue Sky's not that either. You know, I went on Blue Sky thinking, oh, cool, a Twitter alternative from the people who invented Twitter. It's the opposite. It's MSNBC. It's the CNN to Twitter's Fox News. I don't want that either.
MySpace. AOL Instant Messenger.
Even sports wise, Andy, let's take this back to sports. So I will scroll for 5 minutes on X because there are still people there are still people who have nothing to do with any of that shit that cultivated a following there. So it's still their preferred platform because they have the most followers there. We can get into what that says about you mentally. I have 12 times the amount of followers on Twitter as I do on Threads. I'd rather post on Threads because, again, I don't need the most attention I can possibly get. A lot of sports people. I go on there yesterday. Turns out we don't need to play the season. Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders will face off in the Super Bowl. It's just a question of who's winning MVP. Because in a game where they played against fucking practice squad guys, both of them look pretty good. Shedeur Sanders, fucking jizzing all over yourself. Oh, Giants fans, Jackson Dart threw a better ball in this one touchdown pass than Danny Dimes ever thrown his whole career. You guys are so delusional. You're so delusional. Shedeur Sanders played against backups in a preseason game. Maybe Shedeur Sanders is going to be great. I promise this isn't the sign. This isn't the proof.
Well, that's actually good. That's a good lead in for this call we have for a possible game to play.
What's going on, guys? This is Hunter from Michigan. It's been a while since we've played any games on the show, and I have an idea for a new one. The title for this game is ESPN Headline or Reddit Forum Post. I go to a gym that usually has some sort of sports TV going on on the TV. And when I went into the gym yesterday, I couldn't believe the discussion that they were talking about. The title was, will Arch Manning stay in Texas in 2026? They haven't played a snap of fucking college football yet. How in the world is that possibly a discussion? They don't have anything else to talk about? It's just insane to me. Anyways, I think that'd be a hilarious game. Just find outlandish ESPN titles and outlandish Reddit forum posts and have Joe guess as to which one they are. That's it for me. Peace.
So I actually saw the discussion. It was Arch Manning with Archie Manning. Like Archie Manning was commenting on Arch saying, yeah, I think he's going to play 2 more years. And well, the short answer is they got to fill airtime. That's the short answer, Hunter. They got to fill airtime. Like if you're a daily show, you got to fill airtime.
And I would argue so I think there's 2 elements to we got to fill airtime that people don't realize. Okay, one, doing really, really in-depth good content is harder.
Yeah.
It's harder. It takes more manpower, and they're not paying for it. The second part of that is the majority of people watching ESPN are the people that are reading the Reddit. They're also making content that serves their audience. They've stopped, again, chicken or the egg. Did they stop making good content because people like clickbait, or do people like clickbait because they stopped making good content? Stop. You're both right. The reason Reddit post or ESPN headline is a flawed game is because they're the same. I assume the majority of I assume if you go to Reddit right now, if you go to UT Reddit, I assume there's a post about the ESPN thing about Arch Manning being there. People again, I lean more toward that the world is where it is today because ESPN's fucking the sports conversation is where it is today because ESPN is a fucking trash dump that doesn't want to spend money on making good content. They'd rather just pay idiots to scream at each other and create clickbait because that's shared on social media and that's blah 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 and that's whatever. But the audience is just as bad. Like you go, ESPN didn't decide that Shedeur Sanders 14 passes in a preseason game means that he is going to be the Super Bowl MVP. That the internet did. Good job, good job to all the teams that passed on the GOAT. And you're like, how fucking insane are you people? How fucking insane are you people? Shedeur Sanders might be good. It's certainly, by the way, very easy for Shedeur Sanders to outplay his draft position.
Yeah, 5th rounder.
But it's teams didn't choose him 5th because he's a 5th round talent. They chose him 5th because of all the shit that came with it. And a lot of teams have quarterbacks, and they're like, why are we going to bring a quarterback that's like, that's a quarterback that's going to draw the attention, but not like there. He's not going to start over Brock Purdy. So why would we draft him?
Yeah, he's not worth.
Which is, by the way, where the whole question that this is where the whole thing. But when you go back to the Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow media fucking thing, that's where that whole argument imploded on itself. People don't want Colin Kaepernick because he's a problem. Yeah, the problem with that is Colin Kaepernick's was better than fucking a third of the team's quarterbacks at the time.
I mean, I've said this. Like obviously we don't really watch it, and just like you said, Hunter, I've said it. You know, it's on at the gym when I go in the locker room, and it's just like I just don't care. I don't even pay attention. I don't give it a second thought. I walk by the TV. I go to my locker. I put my bags in. I go do my run. Like, you know, in Reddit, as we know, I've had a guilty. You know, it's a guilty pleasure to scroll on Reddit, especially the local Bengals. But like, I mean, it's the NFL takes will never get old. Just how insane everybody is about their squad. You know, they did another one of those NFL QB tiers on The Athletic. Apparently it's a different one than we had talked about before. They did their annual one today, which I guess they've been doing for I don't know how many years. Where they take 50 coaches and executives. What's the actual breakdown? Let's see here. There's an actual breakdown of how they do it. Okay. The panel comprised of 6 current GMs. This is all anonymous. 6 assistant GMs, 6 former GMs, 5 other executives, 8 head coaches, current head coaches, and 19 other coaches, including 15 coordinators. They each placed 34 veteran quarterbacks into 5 tiers from tier 1 to tier 5. Not surprised. I mean, so they basically take a vote from these 50 guys. Tier 1 is Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, Matthew Stafford. Tier 2, starting at 6. I did that in order they were voted. Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff at 8, CJ Stroud at 9, Jalen Hurts at 10, Baker Mayfield 11, Dak at 12, Jordan Love at 13, Brock Purdy at 14. Then you're on to tier 3, which is where you find like a Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Drake May. You know, and it just goes on and on. You know, I went through this. Like I think these takes are they're pretty good. You know, it's interesting. There's a lot of intangibles in these guys. I saw something. I want to pull up, which I've been sitting on. Speaking of like discussing these guys, where is it?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Look at this stat. Look at this stat.
Okay.
This is insane.
Yeah.
The last 3 seasons, real quick, versus playoff teams. And I know obviously it's a team game, but this is the quarterbacks.
Yep.
It doesn't even come close.
Yep.
Versus playoff teams, Mahomes is 23-8. Josh Allen 14-9, Lamar Jackson 17-11, both very good. Joe Burrow 11-14, Justin Herbert 3-18.
Yep. Now, there's context to that, right?
For sure.
There's context to that. Justin Herbert's playing Patrick Mahomes twice a year. That's a
For
playoff
sure.
team, right?
Yeah.
So, listen, that is a great example of saying, like, yeah, like you said, it's a team game, but isn't that almost the order you would put them in right now? If you had to rank
close.
them? I know we're like, oh, Burrow over, like, I think you did Burrow over Allen even, or
No, I said
Burrow over
I gave
Lamar.
Allen the slight edge, but I said they're basically, I have Joe Burrow and Josh Allen pretty neck and neck.
Right.
And then Lamar.
Yeah. So I started listening to last night. And I could tell you how I got 6 minutes in or something like that. I saw Bill Simmons' podcast. The headline was 2025 QB Pyramid.
Yeah, somebody DM'd me about this.
And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Now, let me just say this about Bill Simmons. I like Bill Simmons' content generally, but I'm very picky about what I listen to and what I don't. The same way I'm very picky about what Mark Maron I listen to and what I don't. The same way I'm very picky about, basically any podcast. Like there's no podcast that I tune into weekly. Bill Simmons, for me, if he has a very interesting guest, a guest that interests me, which he doesn't really do that much these days. He's sort of gotten away from I'm going to talk to, but he had Jon Stewart on recently. I like Jon Stewart. I was like, I'll listen to that. We'll see what he's got to say. I listened to his cousin Sal during the season. They pick the lines. I listened to that. Typically, I listen to that after you and I record on Mondays because he puts it out on Sundays or Mondays. But I was like, I like to give my Monday breakdown on our show of the weekend behind before I listen to that. And then I like to listen to him and Russillo when they break down basketball. Like he's a good basketball guy. He's good on the NBA. I'll give him that. He is okay on football. Again, I like the him and cousin Sal vibe, so I listen to that. But I avoid a lot of his football content because I'm just like, you're not a football guy. But I like the lines thing. But I saw 2025 NFL QB pyramid. And he launches into it. And he goes, here's how my pyramids work. I have one guy at the top, and then I have, typically this many. So he goes, top of my pyramid is Josh Allen. And I'm like, cool, I'm out. That's it. Now, you are allowed to have the opinion that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. You're allowed to have it. I will not shut you off for having the opinion that Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes. You could argue ranking your quarterbacks is a very fluid thing, and maybe Mahomes is this happened and this happened, and they don't have the offense. I'll take Josh Allen. Here's what you can't do. You can't live and die on Michael Jordan's killer instinct, putting him over far more physically talented LeBron James, and just fucking plant your flag in that grass. And even though you're the biggest NBA guy ever, never move that flag, because one guy get it done and it's 6-0 in the finals, and the other guy, no matter how much more physically talented he is, and no matter how much more he carried teams that were far worse much further, and no matter how long he did it for, and he's just clearly the better all-around player, and it's not even fucking close. You're a ride or die 6-0 guy. You can't then pick the guy who has never beaten Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. You can't pick the guy who's been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them over the guy who's been to no Super Bowls. The minute you turn into a hypocrite, I'm out. I don't know how the rest of your playoff pyramid ends, or your quarterback pyramid ends, and I never fucking will, because now you've eaten your own fucking young. You have taken your position and you have lit it on fire, and now I don't give a shit, because everything else you say is going to be completely covered in a smell of bullshit, flawed fucking thought process. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, he had, what was it? I'm trying to pull up this DM. Somebody DM'd about it.
He had
Dak in his top 10.
Oh, I certainly didn't get there, but I did get to.
Well, look, we've talked about
he had Allen 1, and then tier 2, Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow.
We've talked about the disrespect Mahomes has gotten lately, how I officially think he's underrated. It's bizarre. I mean, I know he doesn't have the quote unquote number. Like, I liked what somebody said in this QB tier on The Athletic. Mahomes has the Brady seat now until someone proves otherwise, said one offensive coach. Last year, I saw a headline saying something to the effect of Mahomes' worst year to date, and the Chiefs are undefeated. This is when the guy is too good for his own good. I think that's a great quote, because it's like, okay, cool. His stats aren't insane. Guess what? He led the league in game-winning drives last year, 7. Led the league in fourth quarter comeback victories, 5. When the game's on the line, even if he had an off night, an off day, you want Mahomes, plain and simple.
It's what's funny about it is we are now in a Jordan LeBron situation too,
yes,
where the people who hate Mahomes the most are the ones who will literally put Tom Brady's cock in their mouth. I don't know if Bill Simmons would put Tom Brady's cock in his mouth, but he would definitely touch it with his tongue. He would definitely, given the opportunity, touch Tom Brady's penis with the tip of his tongue. So this is LeBron. The people who hate LeBron the most are the ones who think he's challenging Jordan. Meanwhile, Mahomes is doing exactly what Brady did.
He really is.
The only difference is Tom Brady came in and was a game manager.
Mahomes wasn't.
That had a couple of really, really good offensive years, and then went right back to being a game manager. Patrick Mahomes, we'll see his arc, but he came into the league and fucking won an MVP.
Yeah. My thing is the game on the line. Like those numbers. I've said it. I've been critical of Burrow. I've been critical of Josh Allen. I've been critical of Lamar. It's like, dude, game on the line drive. Those guys fail more times than not. And Patrick Mahomes doesn't.
And again, this is the other thing about the Mahomes, Brady, LeBron, Jordan is Mahomes teams recently haven't been that good.
No, they haven't.
He's the one fucking taking them there.
Yeah. I know.
You come in and you have the Tyreek Hills and the whatever and then they go, well, we can't afford them all. We're not going to do it. Tom Brady has turned Tyreek Hill into a highest paid receiver in football. So we got to let him go.
Mahomes.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant. Mahomes. So we got to let him fucking go. And like what teams, look at all the games where Mahomes wasn't supposed to win that he fucking won. It's like, it's insane. And listen, I love Josh Allen. He's great. In a vacuum, I don't care if you argue I think Josh Allen's better than Patrick Mahomes. Cool. Do it. Do whatever you want. But the truth is, last year, he had a better team. And did he have home field advantage?
No, Kansas City did.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing we've seen. Like the year before that, Lamar, they had home field advantage. The number one defense. Mahomes at this point doesn't have the skilled players. He's obviously, they've given him a really good defense and an O-line. Which is like kind of the interesting argument at this point, right? The Bengals are the opposite. They're like, we don't care about the O-line at all. We never have with Joe Burrow. We're just going to stack his skill set. And clearly, that to me isn't the recipe to win. Like when it comes playoff time. It's just tough to bet against him, man. It's just tough. It is interesting seeing these QB tiers because like they show you the person who fell the most. The two people that fell the most were Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. Rodgers went from last year, they had him before the year started at 7th. Now he's at 16. Cousins went from 13 to 25.
Kirk Cousins, is he starting?
No.
He's still overrated. Kirk Cousins overrated. Kirk Cousins will be overrated until they put him in the fucking ground.
Well, tier 4, my boy Russ. Tier 4, Russ at 26, Justin Fields at 27, Michael Penix Jr. At 28, JJ McCarthy at 29, Daniel Jones at 30, Joe Flacco at 31, Anthony Richardson at 32, and Spencer Rattler at 33. Is he the starter for the Saints, Spencer Rattler?
No idea.
I wonder how many games Russ starts.
I imagine that he will start as many games as he can keep them somewhat in the mix. Now, here's the thing about Russ. Russ fucking holds the ball too long. Russ sucks against the fucking pass rush. Russ takes too many sacks. Russ, it's the same thing I said about Russ. Now he's going to be playing on the fucking New York Giants. Not going to be that good. Okay? So the question is, have they built enough of a team around him where he does the Russ thing and he throws for 79 yards in the first half on fucking, 6 for 11 and, he pulls out the Russ game and whatever, and they beat some bad teams here and there and they steal some games early and they whatever, and he's in the mix. But there's no reason if the Giants are 3-7, there's no reason for Russ to be starting.
Oh, I don't think he lasts 10 games.
Well, I think he'd last 10 games if they were 5-5.
Yeah, if they're 5-5.
If they're 4-6.
I don't know.
I guess that's the question is like, if you look at their shit, like, at what point do I think you bail on them when you're, 3 games under 500. If you're 0-3, you can bail on them. If you're 1-4, you can bail on them. If you're 2-5, you can bail on them.
And you go to Jackson Dart, you go to Jameis Winston.
There's no reason. What's the reason to go to Jameis Winston? For what?
He's the Bible study leader.
I think you're more likely to go to Jameis Winston in a game where Russ looks shit before you're out of it than you are to go to him at some point. Like, I honestly don't like my issue with the Giants this offseason is I don't know why you signed 2 quarterbacks just to draft one. It's your quarterback room is crowded. Now listen, you're probably going to cut Tommy DeVito. I assume I'm not in Giants. I'm not on Giants Twitter these days. I don't know the cap situation. Can you cut a Jameis Winston and not end up paying him money? I don't know. I don't know the financial details of it. But as far as I can tell, my common sense would say you don't need 4 quarterbacks. Cut Tommy DeVito or make him a practice player guy or whatever if he clears fucking waivers. And then, if you have to pay Jameis, you're paying Jameis, and Jameis is your 3rd string quarterback. But, if there's a game where Russ gets hurt or something like that, or Russ doesn't look good, you can go. But then if Jackson Dart is second on the depth chart, then he's second on the depth chart.
Yeah.
The NFL is weird, though. Listen, the NFL is weird. That's the other reason I don't give a shit about what everybody says on the internet. The NFL has been a lot more consistent the last few years than it has been historically. And I think that's due to the fact that we now have an expanded playoff situation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the idea, I was listening to a different podcast the other night, and they were talking about the Eagles. The Eagles locked into going to the Super Bowl again. The Eagles were winning the NFC. It's a lock. And I was like, Saquon Barkley hasn't played 2 full years ever. I'm not rooting for Saquon Barkley to get hurt. I'm just saying the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year is because they got Saquon Barkley and he was the MVP of their team. They're still doing the butt fuck, and they still have Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley gets hurt, the team's off the rails.
Yeah.
So this idea that it's August and the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, I go, all right, I guess.
No, the NFC's nice and wide open. I like that. It's nice and wide open.
And the same goes for every other fucking team. If Brock Purdy gets hurt, or if Christian McCaffrey, like last year, everybody was like, the Niners. Christian McCaffrey was hurt the whole fucking year, basically. How are the fucking Niners? Not in the playoffs. It's like the NFL is fucking wild, not just with injuries, but just from year to year. And
yeah.
I've also heard people be like, Washington's going to make that leap. I go, that's what you guys said about Houston last year and CJ Stroud. He regressed.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough. I mean, you got one league that's so top heavy, and another league again that's just other conference that's just completely wide open. I was actually looking ahead to games week 1. I was last night.
Last year, I think we both pick the Packers to go to the Super Bowl at NFC last year?
I think
so. And now people are not talking about the Packers. They're like, well, Jordan Love was injured for a lot of last season. I'm not going to dig in on any of this shit, but I'm also just when we end up getting to predict things, am I going to double down on that just because he might be healthy this year? Maybe.
I was actually talking to guy on couch how much I want to go see the Packers at Lambeau. That's the total bucket list.
That's, we were talking about it last episode about how, for me, it's just there's really no place I'd rather see football than just watching it on TV, except there's those situations. We've been to Jerry World. We've seen it. We checked it off the list. I've been to SoFi, seen it, checked it off the list. I'd like to go to Lambeau.
In the snow.
And I'd like to go to Soldier Field. I'm running out of places after that. I'd really like to go see football.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see Lambeau in September. I'm talking.
I think it'd be pretty cool still, but
it would.
I also wouldn't mind a little warm weather drinking on somebody's fucking lawn or something like that.
Well, so they're going to get a new stadium in Chicago, so you better get that Soldier Field thing taken care of.
And listen, am I like, I need to do it? No, but
you
I'm
want to
like,
hear something kind of crazy? There's a part of me, because I think this is the last year. There's a part of me that kind of wants to see the Bill Stadium before it goes, just because the new one's going to be the new one. It's just not going to have the same feel. And the truth is, it's not like the worst drive. It's like 6 hours.
Poop Sock did it. You could probably stay with him. You can sleep in his yard.
Yeah.
Occupy shit deck or whatever it is.
My brothers were asking me the other day about all that.
About
The dirt ball take over the backyard, and then also
the accident. It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's an epic story. They just couldn't get over. They're like I go head on, and then drove off, and then ran into a telephone pole, and the car exploded basically.
Can you imagine just fucking being in a neighborhood and hitting a car head on and just putting it in reverse and being like, "This will be fine." You're the dog. You're the dog on fire meme. This is fine.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, and then the flames are literally around your car because you crashed into a telephone. You're like, this is fine.
Never forget you looking at me sitting at the kitchen table. You don't think? No. When we heard the crash, no. You don't think?
And then the next day, driving by the car in the street and being like, "Yo!"
Driving by the country. I was trying to be a good little boy and went to church with my parents. Driving back, they're like, "What the fuck?" Driving home, I tell you, dude, that car. You know what that car looked like? It looked like, you know, when you put it in a junkyard, it would go between the things that smash it.
It looked like that had happened, and then the guy who owned it was like, "But I still want. I'm gonna strip it for parts to just put it outside my house."
Yeah. Absolutely epic. That was 9 years ago, coming up on 9 years ago.
We should post Will's mugshot with an emoji over his face. The Eli one, tongue out, winking, or the like.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, let's wrap it up here. Hotline number. What is it? Still don't know it. Am I ever gonna know this?
859-832-0478.
There you go.
There you go.
There we go. Give a shout. Hey, weigh in. Joe is very passionate about people putting stuff over their kids' faces. He's very passionate about it.
I mean, I wasn't that passionate about it.
Dude, I was looking at your comments.
No, but I'm saying I wasn't that passionate about it until
you were passionate enough to post about it. You were passionate about it.
Again, and I say it right in there. You know me. I don't normally like. I'm not the kind of guy who like says something and then like I was like, I find it fucking hilarious. And I truly did. I saw it. I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, this is hilarious that people are this delusional. And then I'm passionate about the responses by absolute insane people.
But you've seen that, I've seen it before. I mean, this isn't your first time seeing this, right?
No, it's not my first time seeing it.
Okay.
Of course, I've seen it before. What I'm saying now is I'm seeing it from regular people who are insane for even thinking that anyone gives a shit. I know, Andy. I know celebrities are fucking delusional. I didn't think I didn't think Deborah, my friend from fucking Scottsdale, Arizona, thought she was a Kardashian until she started being like, you need to see my baby's outfit, but you can't see its face. And I'm like, Deborah, you're insane.
Again, my take is I don't think Deborah's thinking that way.
No, I agree. I think Deborah's mimicking something she sees on the internet. Outfit of the day, fit check.
All right,
Baby fit check. Infant outfit of the day. IOOTD. Hashtag IOOTD. Hashtag infant outfit of the day. How insane are you? And are you seeking professional help for it? I promise your fucking 19-month-old isn't a fashion influencer.
You'd be surprised, man. You never know. Anything else?
Show this Wednesday, Airliner Bar. If you're in Los Angeles, come to the show. It's going to be awesome. It's our debut show there. I'm super excited about it. If you're not in Los Angeles, but you know people in Los Angeles, you should go to my Instagram and send them that post and be like, you should go to the show. It's going to be awesome, because it's going to be awesome. That's it. JoePrano.com for shows. I'm at Joe Prano on Threads if you want to call me a pedophile for telling you have fucking delusions of grandeur.
All right. I'm an Andy Ruther on all social. Yeah, that's the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys on Friday. And as always, stay dirty.